Hey yo, what's happening, black men? Peace, peace. E aí, preto, hermano. Você sabe que é bom. Now in this one, ah, black men. I told you guys, right? 5 months ago, I made the video clip. Klay Thompson has 18 months left with Meg. That was me being generous. That was me being generous, giving them 18 months, right? Because in that video clip, and I will link it in the description. Back in November of 2025, I said they have 18 months. That was giving them all the way until I believe that was December of this year. That was me being generous, but I already foresaw it. I knew they weren't going to last 18 months, but I was trying to be generous, black men, just like how we all do, right? I'm pretty sure when you first got with Keisha, could have been your first Keisha, could have been your fifth Keisha, could have been your 15th, your 35th, could have been your 68th Keisha, right? You just knew in your head things aren't going to last. I'm going to try to make them last, but things are not going to last. And it's funny because, as Meg the Stallion says, Klay Thompson cheated on her, right? So I woke up this morning as I'm recording this video, right? And I'm seeing all the Keishas I follow on Instagram. Oh, Klay Thompson ain't this, Klay Thompson that, Klay Thompson, Klay Thompson, Klay Thompson, Klay Thompson. I'm like, okay, what did Klay Thompson do, right? So the first thing I did, let me just check out Meg Thee Stallion's Instagram. And boom, here you go, right? Cheating had me around your whole family playing house. Got cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings, and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous? Bitch, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Okay, okay. In the original video I made, right? I was thinking to myself, like, what was the point of them buying the house? Again, I don't know if he bought her the house. I'm not sure if she bought him the house, or maybe it was a combined effort, right? And both their name is on the deed to that home, right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, the whole, playing house thing, again, I know he was living in Dallas playing for the Mavericks. So I'm assuming, yeah, he probably bought the house for himself, right? And maybe when he decides to either get traded by the Mavericks or however it's going to happen, right? But I always thought to myself, what was the point of, I guess, moving her in? It was just nonsense, right? But seeing that he cheated, I'm actually not surprised. And he got cold feet, which typically that means they were trying to, or she was trying to move things to the next level, aka marriage. And again, Klay Thompson's not dumb. You get married, excuse me, you get married to a black John, you're now in the losing position. You're at her mercy. Again, Klay Thompson has more money than her. If she was to get married to Klay Thompson and she divorces him after 1 year, 2 years, she doesn't have to be a rapper no more. No more getting online, shaking ass. No more cars playing. Right? She can go into hiding. And if I'm not mistaken, Meg Thee Stallion is 31 years old, and you're still rapping about, you know, whatever she raps about. I know it's about extorting men, right? Shaking ass in her videos. I mean, what kind of example is that for young black women at the age of 31? Again, I'm not surprised, but I told you guys this. Hold on. I made that video clip November 6th. As I'm recording this right now, April 26th. So not even a full 6 months. And again, what do you expect? He's a basketball player. Yo, shorty, you were just a snipe. You thought you was about to get wife, but you was just a snipe. And I'm not talking about a quick scope. Right? You was just something for him to knock down. That's all it was. He's a basketball player. That's what they do. Again, what was Tory Lanez doing? He smashed both you and your best friend, and you guys got him put away in jail, right? Lied about being shot in the foot by Tory Lanez, and you got the man put away in prison for 10 years. He almost lost his life in prison. Again, this is just get back. Yo, Klay Thompson, salute. Klay Thompson, salute. Right? That's get back for Tory Lanez. Right? That's exactly what you deserve. You deserve to just get put through the mattress because you got too many money in your body. You got too many money in your body. Yo, black men. All these men she keep on getting ran through by. No one's gonna cuff you. Your relationship history is public information. All you do is get put through the mattress, put through the mattress, put through the mattress. Why? Because you get online and you sexualize yourself. I told you guys in that one video I made recently. The only way a black woman can keep attention on herself when she's in the spotlight is by sexualizing herself. You got to get in cameras and shake ass. You have to make your music videos and twerk all the time. You have to talk about how your box so good. You can do splits on the Johnson. You have to keep on talking about this because why? Without that, no one's going to listen to you. And guess what? Even the same black women you make music for, they won't support you because why? You're not sexualizing yourself. Black woman's power is in her sexuality. How much ass do I have? How much titties do I have? Right? How can I use this to hypnotize and take advantage of a man because he's horny? That's their whole content. That's their whole spiel. That's all it is, man. Again, shout out to Tory Lanez. Shout out to Klay Thompson. Again, F her whole world up. Hey, and you know what? You know, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong. I'm not really keeping up with basketball too much. This might be Klay Thompson's first season in Dallas, or it might be his second. I'm not sure, but Klay Thompson has been playing horrible, horrible, right? Guess who's been draining all his energy? Matter of fact, over the past couple months or however long Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion been together, I've been seeing Klay Thompson in those pictures, right? Just looking corny, right? They caught him looking at the eyes from that side view when it was inside the restaurant. Again, she got him dressing up, doing nonsense. I'm like, bro, that's why you losing. That's why you out there playing bad because she's draining all your energy. That's what the Black Jones do to you. She wants you to invest into the relationship and not into your career no more. So why? When your career tanks, she can point the finger at you. Oh, but you've been doing bad. Oh, you're not putting in the work. Yo, bitch, I'm trying to make you happy. Yo, she talking about you got cold feet, Klay Thompson. Yo, I'm telling you, that's the best thing you ever did. And again, she talked about, yo, he don't know if he could be monogamous. He's an NBA player. He's an NBA player. What you expect? I'm telling you, yo, Klay Thompson, you did your one, bro. Big ups, big ups. Now, I'm looking at screenshots that I saw black women who I follow talk about the whole Klay Thompson Meg Thee Stallion thing. Now, if I can clip it and I'm not clip it, but if I can crop it out without showing them, I will. But here goes one black woman talking about Klay Thompson. You will never see another playoff game. It's so funny how they try to take on that emotional turmoil. They try to embody it, black men, because they're living vicariously through Meg Thee Stallion. You know what's so funny, right? I had a job where I was talking to a young black woman about anime, right? I told her how I grew up watching anime. I had a Japanese best friend. Him and his family put me onto the anime, and it's everything Japan, not just anime, but everything Japan, right? And going back to the anime thing, right? I told her how, listen, growing up, I was watching anime from a child. Nobody was talking about anime in the early 2000s, right? And again, that's when I was in elementary school. in the mid 2010s, right? I was in high school. Nobody was talking about anime then. Maybe a few guys, but let me just keep it on myself, right? I knew better to talk about anime in front of black women, right? Yo, I keep it a buck. I love Pokemon growing up, right? I'll still watch Pokemon to this day. No Deontay Wilder to this day, right? And guess what? I knew better because why? Black women, they gonna laugh at you. They gonna clown you, right? They gonna shame you just for having unconventional interests that's not stereotypical negative Pookie, Glocktavius, J Fizzle, hood stuff, right? All because you have unconventional interests. But that young black woman at the job told me, I said, you know what? In the last 5 years, pretty much since the pandemic, I've noticed that you have a lot of black women who are now watching anime. They're talking about anime openly, right? And I'm just like, over the past 20 years prior to the pandemic, anime was always considered to be a nerd thing, a lame thing. Especially as a black man, you watching that stuff. Oh, you a super nerd. You super corny. And she told me how Meg the Stallion made it popular, right? If I'm not mistaken, Meg the Stallion was in Japan, right? Doing the whole cosplaying thing. I mean, I can maybe say she's genuinely interested in anime. Again, I don't know. So I'll say this part, right? And I'm kind of off topic, but I've noticed how in the last couple years, again, pretty much since the pandemic, right, women have entered so many male spaces. And I don't think it's for the genuine fact that they have interest in these fields, but simply because there's a whole subsector of men that's genuinely into, like, again, anime, gaming, obviously sports and stuff like that, but mainly I want to say like anime, gaming. I feel like there's something else that I'm forgetting, but the point I'm trying to get at is that you have women entering male spaces. Matter of fact, hold on. I remember being on Twitter because I don't have it now, but again, maybe like 6 years ago, you really got to you really got to see it. Women were entering men's spaces, right? Specifically the OnlyFans women, because there's a whole subsector of men, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, who are ingrained into those groups, right? And that's a whole realm of money to get. That's a whole realm of guys to get money from. So that's when I saw women trying to dive into like gaming culture, dive into anime culture, even like the whole Comic Con, going to Dragon Con and stuff like that, going to the anime conventions. I'm like, man, doing the whole cosplay thing. And from what I was told by that young black woman, Meg the Stallion made it popular. She made it cool. She gave the green light to young black women to be interested in anime, right? Because they're followers, they're sheep. They need someone to pave the road for them first, and then they can integrate themselves into other things, right? But if it's going to be just a solo black woman showing interest in something that the rest of black women are not into, she's going to be shamed and outcasted. I've talked about this before. That's why it's called the hive mind. Again, they all think alike, pretty not even at the base level, all the way to personal interests. like what separates you from the average Keisha? What separates Keisha 1 from Keisha 2? What separates Keisha 2 from Keisha 4? What separates Keisha 4 from Keisha 8? What separates Keisha 8 from Keisha 16? What separates Keisha 16 from Keisha 32? They are all the damn same. That's what I'm saying, because it's the hive mind, black men. Oh my goodness, man. So look, you got another comment right here. A black woman talking about every villain is light skinned. Really? Really? Every villain is light skinned? The bad guy is always a light skinned man? Yo, come on, yo. Light skinned men have been catching a lot of smoke for a long time. For a long time. Yo, light skinned brothers, come on, man. Come on, listen. Keisha right there, Meg the Stallion. It was just a quick snipe. I remember hearing back in the day, again, they may not say it as much now, but I remember females saying, yo, light skinned dudes, oh, he was too light skinned for me to date. I want a man who's more black, meaning more stereotypical. On top of the fact that she probably wants a guy with a higher melanin count, but just means more stereotypical because again, the light skinned dudes were never really hood guys. And for the few that were light skinned, those guys had to fight a whole lot more. I mean, what I saw growing up was some of the light skinned dudes having to fight a lot. You had a small handful, chose to jump over the fence, if you get what I'm saying. But most light skinned dudes had to fight because people thought they was weak. You know what I'm saying? Just because he was light skinned, because he had curly hair. He probably had hazel or green eyes. You know what I mean? And here goes one more Black John. I hate that he cheated, but the music this summer about to go crazy because it's about to be another hot girl summer. I made this one video clip, right? And I never uploaded it because I kind of always felt indifferent about it after I recorded it. But it was about a young hoe, right? It was a young Black John shopping for I guess an outfit in Target or whatever store she was in, and she was saying how, oh man, all the clothes nowadays are showing off too much cleavage, or it got your buns hanging out the bottom of the dress or something like that. And she was saying, oh man, I want to have a what word she used? Whatever word she used. Pretty much, she wants to be covered up this summer. No hot girl summer. Listen, Meg the Stallion getting cheated on, that's about to activate, right? Because there's a chip in their head, and when these influencer black women, right, turns on the chip and activates it, now it's about to be hot girl summer 2.0. Mark my words. Mark my words. How much you want to bet Meg the Stallion is either gonna do a no, forget that. Meg the Stallion is gonna make a collaboration song with one other popular female artist this summer, and that's gonna be the hit song for black women to act a damn fool to. Mark my words. I already quoted that Meg the Stallion and Klay Thompson won't last 18 months. Mark my words that it's gonna be a hot girl summer 2.0. Black men, black men, black men. Again, and who knows what Meg the Stallion was doing during the relationship that made Klay Thompson want to cheat, right? Let's be honest. As a black man, yeah, I get it. When you're in a position of power, again, someone like Klay Thompson, you can have pretty much whoever you want. You're famous, you're rich. But naturally, we don't just cheat just to cheat. You cheat because you're unhappy as a man. So you have to ask yourself, again, black men, I'm not lying when I said that one. That's a fact. That's a fact. Even when you have women who are trying to throw action at you, you don't just immediately cheat on your girl, right? Meg the Stallion was more than likely making Klay Thompson unhappy. And again, I'm really more interested in the whole house thing because I want to know who bought that home. I personally think Klay Thompson bought the home, but knowing how he probably simp for that big booty because let's be honest, Meg the Stallion, she has a big ass, right? And he's probably thinking to himself, well, guess what? I can lock this down if I get the home with her. We can put her name on the deed or whatever. You know what I mean? Trying to do the most, right? So I'm more curious about the whole house thing and how that's gonna play out because she did mention, we were playing house, right? Matter of fact, I'm gonna upload some old Golden State 2K footage, and I'm gonna put the pictures of Meg The Stallion and Klay Thompson on the internet. I'm sorry, on the video. I said on the internet. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this one up. Yo, salute. Shout out to Tory Lanez. Yo, this is get back for you, brother. Right? Salute to Klay Thompson. Listen, you did your big ups on this one, brother. Anyways, black man, I'm out. Peace.